Alright, this walkthrough video is going to cover the third mission in the Steiner
I've taken
campaign for
control of your console for
MechCommander 2.
tactical review, sir. The convoy will be taking this road to the base. We should take out this military checkpoint and ambush the convoy when they come through here. Unfortunately, the enemy has set themselves up pretty well. The turret controls are very well protected. It'll be tough getting to them without being shot up.
This mission is going to have us.
Instead, we can fire at those fuel tanks.
Briefing kind of says we're ambushing
Destroying
a
a fuel
convoy
tank will cause a large explosion,
in order to capture
damaging
mobile
everything within the
HQ.
blast radius. We can also
From
try
there,
shooting those turret generators.
have to capture a weapons facility and then defend against a counterattack of bandit forces. We're going to start off by taking out this station up the road here. Now, unfortunately, the one thing that kind of sucks about this particular base is that it's totally possible and totally doable to capture the autocannon turrets without taking a significant amount of damage. I've managed to find ways to lure away all the defenders in such a manner that I preserved the rest of the base and didn't have to destroy the gas tanks either. However, the problem with that is when the convoy comes, and the whole point of capturing the autocannon turrets is to use against the convoy. I found a nasty little surprise was that the autocannon turrets will shoot the convoy vehicles, destroying the mobile HQ and causing you to fail the mission. So, fortunately, not much to do about that. As you can see, brought my mechs on top of this hill here, and drew off this firefly, and one of the urban mechs. I'm using one of my mechs to kite. Either way. As you can see, my deployment for this mission, 2 bushwhackers on the Razorback again, this time with the Star Slayer that I recovered in the first mission. Star Slayer is really good if you can also get a pilot that has laser specialty. Or if later on you eventually get one of your pilots and upgrade them with that perk, I guess you could call it. Have one of your long range mechs. Bushwhackers have the LRMs destroy that fuel tank in order to damage this fire ant pretty bad. And you don't have to worry about being on a time limit or anything, because the convoy will not show up until triggered by your destruction of this base. Or the defenders, sorry. Yeah, it's only when you've more or less secured the area that the convoy will end up coming. Now we've got that wounded firefly. Yeah, sorry, fire. I'm tired. Yeah, so now we've taken out those 2 additional mechs. And since we're just saying screw it to capturing this base, just go ahead and target those gas tanks. This is actually a way you can capture those patrollers in the blast and make it work a little bit easier for yourself. Or if you just pay attention here. There's these 2 resource trucks you can capture here for 8,000 RP altogether. This is useful because that's bringing in some extra repair. What have you? Although we'll definitely want to save some of that RP for a long time later on when it comes to the final counterattack. But there'll be more opportunities.
Order them to hold position. When holding position, pilots will not
This would be a good
move
time to
unless given a
repair,
direct order, firing from where
because
they
the convoy is pretty well defended,
That convoy should be
and you'll be
in.
facing
Our objective is to capture
like
the
2
HQ
fire
vehicle
ants.
while destroying its guards.
And well,
If
this
the
is
HQ
like
vehicle is destroyed, we fail the mission. Also, enemy convoys often contain resource trucks. Don't blow them up. Capturing them gives us resource points, just like capturing a resource building.
And
just not as much.
position your mechs. Oh, well, before we do that, actually, we can run and capture another support vehicle and a support building. I send 2 faster guys over there, a resource truck.
Enemy resources captured.
Yeah, this is the lone resource truck out there, and then there's this resource building that's protected by a small vehicle.
Enemy resources
I believe it's like a
captured.
centipede or something. Yeah. And send them straight to this hill here. And don't worry also about any vehicles that get past you, because the convoy will stop actually in the center of those turrets right there. Be careful taking out that fuel truck, by the way. Try to wait until it's away from the mobile HQ and detonate it. That way you can do some damage. Manage to damage a fire ant and take out one of the tanks with that. Definitely kite these guys. Although they tend to stay close enough to the vehicles themselves and don't really get pulled off too far. Destroyed the vehicle because it's got a longer range than the fire ant. I've got my razor back up there that I can use to capture the HQ and resource truck.
Uploading data from the HQ now.
Now this uncovers the weapons facility
So
at
this
the
data
top
contains the
left
command structure of the whole
of this
bandit
map.
army. I know this guy. The leader of the bandits is a guy named Vaughn. He's an officer of House Steiner.
And if you've watched my previous
I don't know what's
videos, you'll
going
know this
on,
is on elite
but I think this
difficulty.
job just got more complicated.
Or veteran. Man, I keep making that mistake. Veteran difficulty, which is the 3rd highest difficulty. Elite is insane, and regular is way too easy. And I mentioned that before, but just in case you haven't seen those videos, that's my reasoning behind it. Take time to repair your mechs again. Should still have Resources are available repair left from the truck. I called down before. You can see there's an urban mech that patrols outside of the base here. Kiting it again. It's usually easy to see if you don't have one of your units out front of the others. It's usually easy to see which one is being aggressed or attacked by simply which one gets hit first. That's kind of what I waited to do. Now that he's gone, we got another fire hit to deal with that's come out of the base. And we got him. Now, in case you don't know, spacebar is a hotkey for run. It's really easy. And most people should know that, but just in case you didn't. Alright, now, next step, we want to flank this base. Now that we've taken out a good amount of the defenders. And come around to the side part, and then behind this hill here. The reason we want to do that is that way we can get these guys' attention without leaving the front defenses intact, because those will be helpful later. And start taking out the vehicles that come up. And if you have a jump-capable mech, you can actually jump it inside the base while you're engaging the defenders outside, and capture those turrets for yourself to actually assist even at this point. Although, with 3 medium mechs, those fire ants don't really need it. Oh, he's gone. And that's the majority of the defenders in the left. It's just one more. Pop in some vehicle. Now we've got a perfect fire ant. So that would be worth salvaging. So I need to get one of my guys within viewing distance to see it. Yeah, it had all 3 of its machine guns and all 3 of its flamers left intact. Which is not something that happens often, but it's very useful when it does. Typically any mech that you kill without blowing off a whole bunch of limbs of it first is liable to be in perfect salvageable condition. especially if you manage to get a cockpit shot, although that's definitely not easy on this difficulty.
Okay, sir.
Although being on higher distances above your target helps with that.
Okay, sir.
And then we just got one last harasser to deal with. I'm gonna use my jump capable mech Star Slayer to get inside the base like I was mentioning earlier.
Enemy destroyed. Roger.
And now we have the turrets. Majority of our units actually we're going to be leaving outside of the base. Because with the counterattack that comes after we capture this weapons facility, staying inside that base can actually become kind of a death trap. Because the attacking forces are fairly strong. At least on this difficulty. On regular, probably would be a piece of cake. But how we're going to remedy that situation is by placing a long tom on this ridge here, which we are about to see. Long toms are invaluable tools. They are very powerful. A single hit that strikes an enemy mech is going to wreck it.
Objective.
If it's not going to blow off some limbs, it is going to usually at least knock it down.
You got yourself a
And
pulse
I
laser
mean, even
weapon.
heavy mechs,
It's a
you
simple
know, I've
trade-off.
seen just
They
armor
do more
get
damage than
stripped off in
regular
massive
lasers, but
chunks,
they generate more heat.
and there isn't much that they can do about it. Especially once they get knocked down that first time, and then the follow-up shots strike even more direct. Light mechs, a long tom can take out in a single hit.
Bandit force heading our way.
Definitely
We
seen
need
that
some
happen.
support. Capture any resource buildings in the area.
But yeah,
We can
that
use the
long tom
RPs to call
is
in
right
fixed
is
artillery.
good on that position. That way we can attack any forces we draw into the base with it, and we have our mechs on the ridge defending it, and capable of also shooting any other mechs that make it into the base. So now we've triggered the counterattack, so it's just going to be time to sit back and wait for a little while. This gives you some downtime to repair, but I suggest doing all that repairing and whatever you need to do before you actually capture the weapons facility itself. That way you're not worrying about their time limit. You got your own amount of time to set. And remember, there's ammo dumps in this base, as you can see to the right, those buildings. In a pinch, you can always try to use them to lure some enemies nearby, and then send them up in flame. As you can see, the counterattack has just started. Having these SRM turrets is really great, really. As you can see, we've blown off an arm already. He's not even going to get anywhere. There he goes. Now he's ejected. Well, this starts to change. Now we got LRM carriers coming in. You definitely want to take out the LRM carriers quickly if possible, because they'll start shooting the turret control tower very soon, which they have no problem destroying relatively quickly. As you can see, this is where that wave gets really difficult. But with the long tom, we just more or less wrecked all three of the light mechs at once. Which made a big difference in turning the tide of this battle. And now all three fire ants are down. We're pretty much left with only the Star Slayer. LRM carrier just got taken out by some turret. And another long tom shell gives us the win.